Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm not in my usual spot of being on my couch ready to film my 5-minute study. By the way, if you're interested in the 5-minute studies, we're going to start those next Monday. We're going to start 2 Samuel. So next Monday, if you're looking out for those. Today I wanted to make a video based on an experience that I just had and a piece of advice for anyone who's serious about knowing God, understanding the scriptures, and having a doctrinal foundation. And that is, don't allow the internet to do your thinking for you, okay? And that we really need to embrace, once again, critical thinking. And if we claim to believe something, to have put in the time and the study to know why we believe it, and probably also to know some of the counter arguments against it and the other perspectives that are out there in the world. And the reason that I wanted to make this video is because I just had an interaction with somebody online. I try not to get into religious debates online, but every once in a while it just happens. And we were debating kind of a popular Christian doctrine that gets discussed a lot. And for a while the discussion was pretty good. They were writing back to me and I was giving counterpoints and them likewise. And there was a shift though in the conversation where we went in a little bit deeper on context and on a translation of a word and what the word meant. And the tone switched in the message that they responded to me, and it was, I could tell that they had copy and pasted an article online and basically tried to pass it off as their argument. And I knew exactly where this copy and paste job had come from. It had come from a website called gotanswers.com, which is good sometimes, but not always. And basically they weren't able to defend their position any longer, and so they ran out to the internet. They ran to somebody who believed similar to them, and they just copy and pasted exactly what they said into the response box. And I think this is one thing that we really need to be careful about. If we can't personally defend what we believe, then why do we believe it, and why do we hold to it so strongly? I think the better thing to do in a situation like that would be, and I'm guilty of that as well, don't let me give you the impression that I've never done that. I've done that before. But the better thing to do would be, if I can't defend my own argument, it would be ideal for me then to say, okay, well, you've got me penned into a corner here. Let me go do some study. Let me look into the scriptures. Let me form an opinion from the scriptures, an interpretation of the scriptures myself, and then maybe I'll come back to this conversation later. Unfortunately, with the internet, with so much material and so many previous discussions and debates on these same topics, a lot of times people say, well, I can find an answer to this on the internet, and so they go out and grab somebody else's response and use somebody else's critical thinking. And so this has limited the amount of critical thinking and constructive conversation that Christians have had. So study the scriptures for yourself. Know why you believe what you believe. Don't argue something just because it was part of your denomination or people that you respect hold to this same view. Don't doggedly defend something just because, well, the other people in my church believe it, right? Or, well, this is what I was taught growing up. And I know it's super hard not to do that, but we have to study the scriptures for ourselves. And that includes the material that I put out online. You have to think through that yourself, and don't take my word for it necessarily. But this is a lot of the reason that I do what I do in terms of trying to break the Bible down for people so that they get into the text themselves. Like I would rather point people to the text so they can form their own conclusions about things rather than just giving people answers. And that's part of the reason that I don't do as many topical Bible studies like I used to. And why I've transitioned to more textual studies. People would just be better off in general if they knew the Bible better for themselves rather than relying on other people to tell them what they believe on a particular topic. And so embrace critical thinking. It's hard, it's going to take time and dedication to the scriptures, but ultimately we'll all be better off in knowing God better, the better we all know the scriptures and are able to articulate our beliefs from what we know. And there will also be a wider variety of perspectives to help us to understand the scriptures better if people were to do that. So that would be my advice for the day. Sorry if that was a little bit of a ramble, but I got muted on that conversation. and I thought, man, if the reason I got muted was because I responded to his rebuttal that he had pasted off the internet, and then he didn't know where to go. So he wrote me back this quick response and he blocked me, basically. So don't be like that guy. Don't be like me in the past. We need to embrace critical thinking, especially in the world where technology tries to encourage us to do less and less and less of it. So that's my advice around Bible study today. If you want to, and this is my segue, if you want to, we go through a chapter of the Bible every day and we try to break it down, help people understand the key points, the key characters, when the events happen in history and things like that on this channel. And we're going to start on 2 Samuel on Monday. And we've already gone through Genesis to 1 Samuel. Those are already done and they're online. So anyway, let me know any thoughts down below and I'll see you guys later. The sun's about to go down. It's probably going to be cold, so I'm out of here.